Alright, welcome everybody. My name's Blake, or you can call me the Campaigner. Oh my goodness, I can't even say my own name, the Campaigner. And today I'm going to be walking through one of the Pokemon I really enjoy using for competitive, which is Gardevoir. And I'm going to be walking through some different movesets that you can use for it, whether you want to make it a tank or a physical sweeper or whatever. So I broke it up to 4 different sets. There are definitely more, and you mix it up based off your team, but I'm going to go through 4 examples of something you can use, something I think that is pretty good for the circumstances that you'll need it in. So yeah, again, they're nothing too special, but it's what I've used myself for either just playing the game or like VGC type stuff. So I'm gonna jump right in, and we're gonna say we're gonna add Pokemon, but we're really not. So we'll start off with singles. Gardevoir has a typing of a Psychic Fairy type, and as you can see, those are its stats. But I'm gonna go into why I have each thing here. Since Gardevoir is an OU Pokemon, you're gonna be seeing a lot of Pokemon kind of like Landorus T, maybe some Salamence, dragons in general. Then you're definitely going to be seeing walls, just pure steel type walls. So in regards to that, you can always switch this. You can always switch T-Bolt for HP Fire, HP Ground. HP Ground is actually really good for fairy types in general, because that covers both of the both their main weaknesses, which is poison and steel. They share a common weakness with ground. So and I don't think there's like one point. I think there's one poison flying type. I could be wrong. I think I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of Dialga or whatever its name is, the poison dragon. But again, still flying. The only exception to that is Skarmory, as far as I'm aware. So I mean okay, so yeah, you're gonna get walled by a Skarmory, but you have Shadow Ball, which does neutral damage to it, which is still pretty good. So this is an Assault Vest set. Usually I run either Specs or Scarf, but I've been testing out Assault Vest a little bit, and it seems to be working pretty well because of this base 115 special defense. So if you want to make it a wall, you can just invest everything into special defense. Just take everything out of here, put it all in there. And I mean, go with 361 plus Assault Vest. That's pretty good. And Gardevoir does get a little bit of recovery with Pain Split, so you could just run a Pain Split set as well. So I think that Moonblast and Psychic are pretty much essential. Psychic is you can also switch for Psyshock, which is great for Blissey's and Eviolite max defense Chanseys, even though that Chansey will still wall the heck out of you with a max defense, max HP Eviolite. It still walls you. So if you see a Chansey 9 times out of 10, I can just about guarantee it's Eviolite, and I can just about guarantee it's max defense. So so if you have any option, switch out. But again, choice Specs, choice Scarf. If you run one of those, you're gonna take probably all the investment out of HP and put in speed. If it's Scarf, or either way, you're gonna want to be Timid, which is plus speed minus attack. So, but Assault Vest is actually a very good option. You don't see it as much, because usually if you see a Gardevoir, it's gonna be a Mega. But that's my set. The spread I just stuck with the EVs, with the suggested EV spread. You can do, which isn't necessarily a bad idea, with you just boop. Oops, you just put the 8 right here. Okay. You see a lot of people just put 4 in speed or 4 in a defensive or HP stat. Anything with base 80 will be probably outsped, because no one no one really puts 8 in speed, they'll put 4 in. So if you want to put 8 or 12, that's just a really just a edge out those other base 80 speed users that are kind of like bulky walls. So you could do that, but I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. I'm just giving you guys some options on other stuff that you can run, other Pokemon that you can use. I don't see Gardevoir used as much as I should, or as much as it should be seen. So I'm just gonna walking through each set that I think is one of the best sets that you can use for, or just something that's different. Later on, you'll see me talk about like Stunfisk or Assault Vest Fortress, which actually at times works really well. So, but now we're gonna go to Mega Gardevoir. Obviously, its item's gonna be Gardevoir or whatever it's called. So, Pixelate. The one thing I've never understood is this a 1.3 times damage boost alongside Stab? Because that would explain why you run Hyper Voice. If that's the case, you run Hyper Voice over Moonblast, even though Moonblast does more base power at 95, and I believe I'm pretty sure everything's the same. Oh, actually, there's more PP as well, but you would have you'd do more damage with Hyper Voice. So if you want to get really out there, Hyper Beam, just Hyper Beam. So you could do that. This is a Calm Mind sweeper. Usually, if you see a Mega Gardevoir, if you switch it in on a special type attacker, they're gonna switch out unless they have something to take it. So if it's like a Gengar, maybe it'll stay in, but Gardevoir is pretty bulky, so if you can surprise a lot of people because it has a pretty good speed stat here at 100. So if you get one Calm Mind up, most things that can wall it are fairly slow. So you can also put HP Fire here instead of Shadow Ball, but Shadow Ball just gives it pretty good coverage because its 3 weaknesses are Ghost, Poison, and Steel. Ghost it's obviously super effective to Ghost. Poison's covered with your Psychic, and then Steel, it does neutral damage to Steel. So I mean, it's not bad. Again, you can get rid of Calm Mind completely and put like Focus Blast, or excuse me, Focus Miss, or HP Fire, HP Ground. And then you can, if you put HP Ground, you can change this out for Psyshock. You can do so many things with Gardevoir because it is such a great move pool. But that's what I generally would see, or what I suggest. If you get one Calm Mind up, it's 600 plus Hyper Voice with Pixelate. Oh my gosh, that is so much damage. That's like 900. Yeah, it's like 1200 base damage or something ridiculous. And that's not even modest. That's timid. Timid, just give it that extra boost. The boost. So, and we got Ditto to separate the two, you know. So, those are the singles. Obviously, item is Gardevoir, or whatever it's called. So again, you can make this choice Scarf. Like, you can run this double set, Minus Telepathy, here. It's the exact same. So this doubles set works really well for singles as well. Catches a lot of people off guard because people look at this special defense stat and like, hey, that's a special defensive wall. But then for me, I'm like, hey, look at that HP stat. I don't know if I want to make that a wall. But with Assault Vest in, it definitely makes it so that it can be a really good special defensive wall, and you get quite a bit of damage because you have to have 4 attacking moves. So my suggestion for that, again, you can have this 8. You could split 4 and then 252, or 248 and then 8 here. Again, your choice. And then finally,